one of my favorite verses in the Bible that has always been a source of encouragement to me personally is First Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. I'm going to read it. It says, there is no temptation, no trial, no type of suffering or burden sometime we have that's taken you, but such is common unto men. But God is faithful and who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape that ye may be able to bear. Uh, it encouraged me because it says something about some of the things in life that we tend to go through. And I don't know who I'm talking to. Maybe you're going through something right now and maybe you're suffering, or maybe it's a type of burden or trial that you may be experiencing. Let me tell you several things this verse says. First thing it tells us is that we're not alone, that what we're going through is common, that suffering, trials, that's not to minimize what you're going through now. But trials are common unto men. Everyone has this particular burden, particular bad day, if you will. But here's the good news. The verse also tells us that regardless of what we're going through, regardless of where you are in your walk with God, or in the trials that you may be experiencing, it says God is faithful. And I like that word is. That means right now, not just in the past, not just with the characters of Scripture. Sometimes we say, "Well, God did it then, but He's not doing it now." But the Scripture says that God is faithful. He's a present help. That verse is saying in a time of trouble. But it also tells us some things that God does while He's with us, while we are going through the trial that we're going through, whether it be bereavement, whether it be struggling with finances, or it may be a mother that's having trouble with their children or parents or whatever the trial may be. God tells us some things about that trial. Like I said, first, He's with us. That's enough for me to shout right there, to be honest. But here's what He says. He says He will not suffer us to be tempted above that you're able. In other words, regardless of how bad it gets, or looks rather, the verse says, Paul is telling the Corinthians this, by the way, that God is not going to allow them to be tempted above their abilities or above what they're able to bear. In other words, our trials have a limit on it. I remember my father. As you know, I'm a PK. I'm the son of a preacher's kid, and my father used to tell us that the devil is a dog with a chain on him. You know, he can bark and he may look scary, but he's on a leash. He can only go so far. And I want to tell you that no matter what it is you may be dealing with or struggling with, this verse says that God is with you. And not only is God with you, but God has put limits on your suffering. In other words, there's only so many times you're going to fall. There's only so many tears that you may cry. There's only so many times somebody would, maybe, we used to say this in the past, stab you in the back. You know, God has put limits on the trials and the tribulations that we are facing in life. But here's another thing I like this verse says. This verse says, let me read it again. I'm doing the preacher thing. It says, there is no temptation taken you, but such is common to man. That means everybody's suffering, but God is faithful. That means He's with us, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that you are able. That means it has limits on it. But this is the blessed part right here. Look, listen to this. But will with the temptation also make a way to escape that ye may be able to bear. Listen to that. Other words, not only do my trials and my trouble has God with me, helping me to bear it. Not only are my trials and my troubles limited, but they have an expiration date on them. He says that God is going to bring you out of whatever it is you're dealing with. And that's why I want to tell you. My mom used to sing a song when I was growing up. I don't know if choir singing this still. Trouble don't last always. And whatever it is you're dealing with, remember, God is going to bring you out of there. And somebody put it this way, you're going to come out with your hands up. And you may come out better. I believe, I'm trusted, that you're going to come out better than you went in. I think it was one of my buddies that sang, I forgot which singer, that says that he came out stronger and he came out wiser. Listen, thank you for tuning us in and sitting with us and listening to us on today. I'm Pastor Floyd, proud pastor of Walnut Grove Ministries. We're on 1009th Street in the Dixie Edition of North Little Rock. Come out and worship with us. I promise you're going to be blessed.